Na ye kofro plane a ode ye beko Johannesburg ye rura plane no ma menai de mhu yan se demons abawura plane omu yan ketenkete but o ma so wa pa ye fru plane nyina na engine si so dada afei ye te plane sa plane move ya de hu yan se engine nyina ko off
adofo no modwutufo bi nyuma woto wo se onyame woto hoyi na se da eye bebre ane onyame aseda eye bebre we efri eye Reverend Isaac Owusu Bempah enchen and I say Apostle Dr. Isaac Owusu Bempah say ade nyakopo ayama no de so wakasa waka enka se oba father jeni nyina kadaje be boye ontumi nka obahwirihwi no wada fom kwesi ade atwa moye uze kodi because kwesi ade Christopher kwasore ena woni say Reverend Dr. Owusu Bempah so de say oye so for penny agana ha de woda na asore kese ano na oye sermon e waso na say wode nyame asem e ma no ena dance a wodi e wo mu ye say onyankopon ayade kokroko ni chechereche bia ma na de say wodwene ho a wonti ase die no onyankopon ayamadofo eno na mde mu enchire mu ebre wo Ghana for you TV so ne de kwa se ka be na ope ato a wonya emfi enche fe mpenifo na ne omo eni sa wo so set trata so ade ni so fe Ghana for you ye studio number na fe oni mpenifo ede nkomo na bibia ayekama ede amawo Owusu Reverend Dr. Isaac Owusu Bempah ne kasa ye mu no eno say okofo plane eka kete nkonya plane crash ane nkonya ade anka ne plane ko crash ye nti plane crash na ko benya ne mu no eno ho eye adanse ena ode atuja no ne nsem nyina se okotna plane ne mu no ti se ade ho ahonhombone plane na ne yefo ane a start engine so demons ne ahonbone ohu wo plane ne mu no to make stop na ka ketu e bi na se nka o magasa plane no e ko crash anka no anka ta se fo ho Ewusia let me share
this testimony with you before we close. I'm sure everybody is ready and attentive to listen.
Now, Reverend
Anakwesi was with me on the flight.
And I'm a second born.
And my second born.
Kofi. And Madame Fubia, your friend Nana Prempe, and he didn't say, Nana say to two.
And a friend of mine who is called Nana Osei
your friend Prince Nana Osei to.
He's called Prince Nana Osei to.
Ofra him fear.
He's from the palace. He's from the royal family.
The NTR and acquired their men can't.
And I'll not disclose the reason why we went with him. He's from the royal family.
And yes, South Africa near call you. And yes, we are called Johannesburg.
We did not travel to South Africa or Johannesburg, but we actually went to Swaziland.
Be a king, Swaziland for
where the king of Swaziland resides.
Now, I just saw Johannesburg and Sana would the plane at Twasso.
But if you are going to Swaziland, you must make a stop at South Africa before you connect another flight to Swaziland.
I
want everybody to be attentive. Don't despise what I'm about to say. So today when you get home, use what you are going to hear to revive your faith.
You fly free Hanoma. Now I have 5 hours flight home. 5 hours and 30 minutes. You take it 10 hours. And I 11 hours.
So in the trip from Ghana to South Africa was within 10 to 11 hours.
Nah, Kofi bra. What do you know cheni in Amra? Fao cheni na no bibiabra. Bonsama Kofi.
Put your hands together for Kofi Isaac.
Na yaduru baby Ethiopia. You're from Addis Ababa.
So
Addis Ababa.
When our first flight landed at Addis Ababa.
Now you have a full plane.
So we were boarding another flight
Johannesburg.
To Johannesburg.
Plane.
As soon as we entered the plane, please listen attentively. I was not asleep.
Demons.
All of a sudden, I saw demons entering the plane. They were smallish, but they had long ears. And they had some tiny horns on top of their head. And their wings were like that of a bat. I saw that these demons invaded the plane. All of a sudden, I saw these demons mopping the aeroplane. But there was no death in the plane. So when I gained my consciousness, I was asking, what am I seeing? What is happening? So as I was seeing them, I thought they had also seen me. But it looks like they could not identify me or they could not see me. But I was looking at them. All of a sudden,
business class.
I saw two of these demons went to stand beside a certain woman at the business class. One was holding a sword and the other was holding an arrow. And they were so furious as they were standing beside the woman. I also don't know the woman. So I saw that these demons had finished mopping inside the aeroplane and they were done and they left. With the two who were standing beside the woman, they also left. So I was asking myself that what is happening? What am I seeing? What does this mean? So I also asked the Lord to give me an explanation to what has been revealed unto me. But I didn't hear anything.
Your plane are ready, I better take it off.
So everything was set for us to depart.
Exit say demonstration in every so the small car I am a push plane and be push a plane now just say bibia is on course.
So the air hostess had finished giving their making their presentation about the safety rules whenever you board a flight or whenever you are boarding a flight, and the plane was moving backwards to the position where it must begin to
pilot
take the flight.
Watch hours do yedi be free baby I want to Johannesburg.
To the point where the pilot also announced the hours that we are going to stay in the air.
Obi a watchna play mu da bia nim o ma kire aduane a omde be maye ama e book a obi a nhwem no nchu so aduane ope me pese me kire se bibia ye set.
So they are giving us a menu for us to go through so that you have the opportunity to choose or the privilege to choose the meal that you want or you prefer. So everything was set.
Engine is so condition bibia.
So the engine had already been started. Everything was intact.
Yeah, full plane in an engine is so that.
So before we boarded the plane, the engine was already on. Yeah. Everything was set.
Afei yati plane sa plane move ya de hu ya ne say engine nyina ko off.
So as the plane started moving, before they will increase the acceleration, everything came to a stop. The engine stopped. The engine shut down.
Pilot nso anka bibi ankyerɛ but adum.
The pilot did not say anything. No announcement was made before everything went off. So I was quiet in the plane. I was sitting down quietly in the plane.
And I rather catch them and say, Nia esi, our form and Kebesi was so.
So as I was sitting down quietly, the Lord spoke to me and he said, what has happened here while the aircraft is on the ground was meant to happen in the air.
A honor me who angel, our kuta sword, our bejina plane nim. Nti a chire kura san the rade catch them so on the suma angel no. I'm all best stop plane no because demons are planning so on back crash plane was through. Not because of me, not because of phobia plane, but nipa ba kupe binti.
So an angel appeared to stand in front of the aeroplane with a sword. So it was after the incident that the Lord was giving me details about all that happened, and he told me that he was the one who sent the angel to come and stop the plane from flying. So if you ask Reverend Nana Kwesi and my son Kofi,
engine call off.
When the engine went off,
just like that. Pilot names engine call off because everything is okay.
And the pilots themselves didn't know that the engine was going to shut down, but it took everybody by surprise. And because of the revelation that I had,
I'm saying no, something is not right.
I told myself that something was not right.
I'm sorry, plane.
So I stood up in a plane
and I'm a call.
And I went straight to the supervisor.
And I'm a bus and said,
so I asked her, what is going on? Something is happening.
Okay, Oba.
So she also told the prophet that she should give her some few minutes. And I'm right back. So she went to where the pilots are.
Oba no catch him say pilot for no say omunim the reason anti a plane no yes sir. But
so
almost a technical problem na almost say take care of it.
So when the supervisor returned, she told the prophet that this is there was a minor technical issue and they are handling it, so everything will be fine.
And I'm saying no.
So the prophet insisted that no, something is going on.
And original plane.
So I stood up in the plane. And I shouldn't have behaved like that.
And I'm saying
and I said, all the passengers on board, listen to me.
Plane way the sea or form and kebesi was raw.
What we just experienced on ground would have happened when we were airborne.
No nyamine adom na esi wo form ha sebeya enkosi so ho.
It's by the grace of God that it happened when we were on land.
Intermediate mehu biribi.
So with me I have seen something.
Etimene memma ene madamfo ye esi afri plane.
So with me and my children and my friend, we are getting out of the plane.
Now one person okowu no tena plane.
But anyone who wants to die, stay in the plane.
Ehona obi tiam ka say South Africa minister ene te hono.
So it was at this time that someone shouted from the back that the woman sitting in front, the person sitting in front is a minister from South Africa. So from the direction that the person who shouted pointed, I thought it was a certain man.
Oh, in fact,
and their appearance signified that they were prominent people. So I went straight to them.
Minister.
And I told them that I'm a minister.
Plane na ye timono. Se Ye koso tenam na san take you off ye nyina ye bewu owiem. Enti won na minister. Okon kan kire pilot ne say me si plane ntimi fly.
So I told this person that I am a minister, and I'm telling him that if we continue to stay on board and the airplane takes off, we are going to die.
And I say, please, can you go and sit down?
And the man said, please, can you resume your seat?
And I'm saying, you want me to go and sit down?
And I told him, do you expect me to go and sit down?
Me, I won't sit down.
With
if
me,
you like,
I'm not going to sit down. But if you want or you prefer,
me,
you can sit down.
My family, we are going out.
But as for me and my family, we are going out of the plane.
And this flight can never fly.
And this aeroplane can never fly. This aeroplane can never fly. If you like, you can challenge me. So they started the engine again. So the air condition was not working well. Instead of cooling the air, the air was becoming hotter.
South Africa minister netron obeka me say enya papa no omu mienu ye ne bodyguard but maame no na je say maame na mu say demons na begina ne nchen say ono a na me call maame ne nchen direct.
So the gentleman who shouted about the minister from South Africa pointed the woman to me, that there is a woman rather who is the minister from South Africa, but the men behind him are her aides.
And I'm saying, minister, my family and I, we are going out.
So I told the minister,
if you want to die, you stay in this flight.
So I told the minister that as for me and my family, we are getting down.
And I'm sure
she can fly with this flight.
Come and follow me.
So I shouted in the plane that anybody who does not want to die, follow me and let's get off this flight. So people begin to rise up from their seats. So they came to call the minister, who was the woman seated in front, and they took her to where the pilots are.
Minister ne baya no do omu krom kasa ka bibia kire ne body guys mienu. De mu yan so ma for my bag omu be piako. And I'm so wow.
So when the minister came back,
the minister is going.
He said something to her bodyguards in their native language, and all of a sudden I saw that these gentlemen took their bags. So what did the woman hear from the pilot that she came to take her bodyguards? And they were getting off the plane. So I told all of them that have you seen that they are taking the minister out because he is of more relevance. They are taking her out. So some men came into the flight, and was in charge. And the person said, he is the one in charge.
What is the problem?
And what is the problem?
And I'm catching and say, Penny, this plane ain't mean to.
So I told him that, gentleman, you know something? This aeroplane cannot fly. If you try, it will crash in the air.
Now crash na kebe crash no. And when you may, I'm gonna see what form hano. And you're warning, because something is going on.
And what would have caused the plane crash is what has happened here, as a warning or as a sign to us that we should not fly.
Engineers.
So afterwards, he told me that they have called their engineers and they are working on it, and within the shortest possible time, they will finish with their work. So after about 30 minutes,
the
announcement came from the pilots saying
problem is very difficult.
That they are having some difficulties. They are having some difficulties
with the engine.
So they will not be able to fly. Put your hands together for the Lord.
Gentleman be on any wife at Timechi.
So there was a gentleman and his wife who were seated behind me.
Nobleman.
some nobleman.
So he
came from his seat.
Save our souls.
And he shook my hand and said, you have saved our souls.
And I'm saying, glory be to Jesus.
And he said, and I said, glory be to Jesus.
You are the man.
And another person also came and he said, you are the man. You have saved us. So everybody came out of the airplane. They tried all their best. They still could not fly the plane. So we were given another airplane. So with Reverend Anna, Kofi, my friend and myself, we were seated and we were having our own conversation. That was when the Lord brought to my understanding the reason why the airplane was going to crash. It was because of the minister. There is a contention between this minister and some spirits. And these spirits have become so furious.
Two things.
There are two things. It's either they've offered their help to her, or someone is contending with this woman about her position. So when we left where we were seated, so when they came to call us from where the launch that they gave us to board a new flight, they went ahead of us. So when they got there and they could not find me, they were asking about, where is this minister? Where is this minister? So it was when we got there that they said, so far as we have the minister with us, we are safe to fly. So with Reverend Anna, Kofi and my friend,
oh, this is the minister. If the minister is going, then we are going. If the minister is flying, then we are going to fly. But if this minister is not going, we will go.
So when we entered the bus that was taking us to the tarmac for us to board the new flight, they were saying that so far as the minister of God is flying with us, we are safe. So far as he's coming with us, we will fly. So in the bus, everybody was looking at the minister.
I believe some of you are a political minister.
I believe some thought I was a minister of state. But I'm a reverend minister. Not knowing there were some Ghanaians who were on board.
They know me.
So they were telling the other passengers that they know this man. So when we boarded the new flight, everybody, so everybody wanted to be sure if I was on the new flight. There were some who just came to where I was sitting to just come and look at my face and smile.
Your next plane, it taking off.
So the next plane took off. So I wanted everybody's heart to be at peace. So I intentionally stood up and walked to where Reverend Anna Kwesi and Kofi were sitting. So I was telling Reverend Anna Kwesi and Kofi that this plane will take us safely. But I said it on top of my voice for everyone to hear me. So those who were clapping. Those who were happy. They were celebrating their joy. And by the grace of God, we landed peacefully. So when we landed,
hallelujah. I was here in someone and I would see and in the casa I said that ayeye nto som nkanfo na ode mo kokroko ni se wo gini free science se nya sade anka Ghana yete ha yente asempa nke si Ghana ha yente asempa baako se apo Owusu Bempah ono mum ye penu wudida na eja wanya wudi nka afa na mame agrada mo ne domani begie no mabose wo ho na so Yakopon edi ne ho afofi esem we na misaka o social media so na mebo hwe se me kofa na me abani de kwa subscribe Ghana for TV so share for ma onu anya bi hwe na afi so ja ho so agen kire ene ona ase e comment section ho for ma me wi na omia notification be ni so update ba na saka na nsem no nya bi ahwe makra
Ghana for you TV.
Ghana for you TV.
Ghana for you TV.
Yan kanta egumi so asew empanyimfo so ne wafuru duapa ne piano ne opa bibia kokotoko ne nye nabro o konfo e ho na me scan Twitter ye na me kye wo mo me hyira wo ayo kase pia.